Hello and welcome, beautiful Taurus. Thank you for joining me with Eclipse for your June Zodiac wheel reading. So thank you, Great Spirit, angels and guides, for your guidance and loving message for Taurians, for their highest good and for the good of all concerned. Sit down, Kobe. Sit down, beautiful boy. Yeah, beautiful boy. Kobe's a Taurus, aren't you? You're a little Taurus. Yes. Okay. So we'll start off here with the Queen of Pentacles. This is a message to you of confidence, authority and determination. The Queen of Pentacles is an earth sign energy here in the first house, which is about your soul's deeper intention. It's your appearance, it's about the self, your personality. So the Queen of Pentacles is showing you this month to be in that motherly earth energy, that nurturing energy of generosity. And when she appears in your spread, it's a sign of wealth, wisdom, good luck, fertility, and a love of nature. Oh, we got the King and Queen. So we got the King of Wands here. Now, he's on the path of becoming the leader and the warrior, the bold decision maker, a courageous leader, pioneering. Can be a little bit intimidating, but the King of Wands needs his independence, and this is fire sign energy. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, masculine energy, and earth energy with the Queen of Pentacles, Virgo, Capricorn, and you, Taurus. So I feel with these two coming out one after the other, it is a message of getting that yin and yang balance happening. And the fire energy of the King of Wands is very passionate, and the nurturing instincts of the Queen of Pentacles is very loving and generous. So there's generosity and passion, and with the King and the Queens, it also is speaking of a time of good luck also here for you, Taurus, through June. And this is speaking to you here with the Three of Cups of celebrations, invitations. The threes are about growth and expansion and timing in the time of 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. And it's also about when 3 people agree, so shall it be. And it's in communication. It's in the area of information, communication. So I do feel that there will be some sort of agreement made, whether it's about your neighbourhood, your siblings or close relations. It's also pertaining to transport and communications. Okay, but there's invitations being sent out and sharing good times with family, friends. Could even be a cause for some sort of joyous occasion in your profession. Queen of Swords. So there's a lot of people involved in your decisions and choices that you make here through June, Taurus. Queen of Swords is an air sign energy, and she is about being truthful, receiving advice, very loyal to her loved ones, and indicates a significant person that brings change in the area of your home, family. Could even be your early childhood environment connected to this. And this fourth house area governs property, land, and the nation that you live in, as well as farmers. So the air sign energy is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. It's feminine energy, being a queen. And it's also about not taking any nonsense. Could be a single person or a widowed person as well. So she's a no-nonsense person, and there's connections to legalities or lawyers or legal kind of information being shown there. So there could even be contracts being signed here to do with home or property. The end of a difficult situation with the Ten of Swords. So this is the completion of something and the perfection through that completion of a cycle, whether it's good or bad. And the message from the Ten of Swords is a heavy burden. It's something that has or will be weighing heavy on your mind due to treacherous actions by others, feeling that you've been stabbed in the back, and feeling a bit fatigued. As you can see with the Ten of Swords, you know, he's got all the swords all in his back here. So, but it's always darkest before the dawn, and you can see that the dawn is rising. So just when you think things can't get any worse, you are reminded that that's right, they can't get any worse. It can only get better from here. And I feel that this is impacting the area of where you find your joy. So you may be sort of finding it a little bit difficult to really enjoy the pleasures of life, okay? But with the Ten of Swords being here in this fifth house area of children, love that is given, matters of the heart, there is a healing taking place, because this is going to be complete and final, and you will be able to heal out of this injury or sense of loss that you've been feeling. So if you're feeling here through June, if you're feeling a bit down or acute sadness, this is a sign of that coming to an end, and you can rise with the new day out of it. Now we've got the King of Swords here. So as I said before, there's a lot of people around you. So you've got the support, you're being invited to things, and there's legalities. There's some sort of either a lawyer's information is needed, or you may even need to get in contact with someone who has legal knowledge and understanding. And this is in the area of your work colleagues, and your area of health and well-being, mind, body, soul area. And it's the ritual area of the wheel as well. So it's always nice to do some sort of uplifting ritual that can really help to lift your spirits. And the King of Swords is, again, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, and he is about taking action and weighing up the pros and cons, fact checking. He's got very high standards, and he governs police, lawyers, surgeons, judge, military personnel, businessmen, writers, all of that area is being influenced by people like that. So very interesting that the King of Swords has shown up there for you in this area of well-being, work and health. There's news coming, but when the Page of Swords appears, it's often rumours or gossip. So you need to sort of fact check, and that's one of the things the King of Swords likes to do. And being next to the King of Swords as it is, because it's in the 7th house area, there's information coming here. You're going to get news from this man. Okay? Now, this is something that you may have to deal with on the spot. And it's again saying there's legal dealings or contracts, and this is an area that does govern legal affairs, contracts, balance and harmony, one's equals and one's enemies. Okay, so be careful that you double check who you're getting your information from. There's competition and challenges here, but it's a healthy competition. There's a group of people involved with this. 5 of Wands. Fighting your way through obstacles. Remembering that the cycle of change is continuous and makes you grow. But you're meeting the right people. Meeting the right people for your career, meeting the right people for any job that you're interested in, and it's also a good sign for relationship. Meeting the right person for that as well, for those of you that are looking for a relationship. Though, with the cards that are showing me here in your inner world, your emotional world, which is this hemisphere, I don't feel that you will initially embark on diving into some commitment for those of you that are single. But it's letting you know that here through June, the people that you are connected to and mingling with or socializing with, there's the potential of meeting the right person for you here through June. Even if it does start out as just being something that is very sociable to start with. And this Five of Wands is in the area of joint resources, emotional values. It's the birth and rebirth area, beginnings and endings. And there has been something that has ended. You've had to end something quite significant here through June, but that brings renewal. So the 8th house area is about taxes, regeneration, legacies, the occult, and dealing with corporations as well, which may be something that you need to get some legal advice about. Feeling restricted here with that Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is always about something being limited or restricted, and you can't see your way clear to freeing yourself from that. So there's a sense of frustration here and confusion due to other people's actions, and not happy with either your business life or your personal life because it's making you feel trapped and restricted and not able to get on with your life freely, unfortunately. But that's how it's making you feel. And this is in the area that is about your spiritual, mental and physical being, philosophy. The 9th house rules the law, religion, travel, foreign affairs, cultures and lands. And it is also about the future. So there still is a sense of feeling restricted. So a lot of patience is really needed. And then you have the Page of Wands. Now this is definitely good news. So I really like seeing this here. And it's also about that creative spark and everything feeling new and fresh and letting your hair down, and there's the opportunity for growth. This is the message of the Page of Wands that will be coming through to you, connected to your career, your social status, your reputation, and it governs parents, government and promotion. So you could be getting some good news there about a promotion of some description. And the Empress is a very good sign being shown up here. Again, feminine energy. So the feminine side of things is really going to be prominent because you've got two queens and the Empress. And this is the Empress that is ruled by Venus. And Venus is the planet of love and beauty and unity. Luxury, and also this is in the future area of the wheel, and it's a part of what's shining over you. So she is about creativity. She's the goddess of fertility, femininity. It's speaking to you about the relationship with your mother being prominent. Very fruitful card. So I do feel, even though it does show that you've got to go through a bit of frustration and that sense of limitation, and you've got to let things come to its natural conclusion and let the pain go, or let the the sadness or the sense of loss. You've got to let that go, and I do feel that you will. You've got enough being shown here that is supporting you to be able to let that go, and this is moving forward. So there's only one way from here, and that's forward. And the Knight of Wands is about change and adventure, excitement, vacations, a lot of movement, travel. You may be moving house, and it's fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And it indicates also someone, whether it's yourself or somebody else, being hard to pin down. Now, this is in the area where we can self-sabotage, so just be careful of that and be aware of that. So you may need to do a little bit of soul searching if you're feeling like you are sabotaging yourself, which we all do from time to time. And in this 12th house area, it is also highlighting your psychic ability and your health. Okay, so there might be something you need to really focus on health-wise. Maybe you've just, been a little bit out of sorts with some of the events that you've had to deal with lately with that Ten of Swords, and haven't been doing your usual routine or your usual exercise regime, and this Knight of Wands being there is wanting you to get going and really focus on that part of your life a little bit more than what you have been. So now I'll just ask for your guardian angel here through June for Taurus, who you can turn to and ask for guidance and advice or send you a sign. And your guardian angel is the angel of new beginnings. Number 22 is your number, which is a master number. So that is really amplifying the need for a new beginning and the need for things to be feeling fresh and new. So that's really good for any contracts that you're signing that pertain to a new pathway opening up for you. Just see what your angel cards want you to know, what message they have for you. Ooh. Romance. For those of you in a relationship, it's going to really be heightened romantically. For those of you that are single, as I said, this month, the circles that you move in, your social circles that you are moving in, will have an element of you being able to meet with someone who is vibrating at the same frequency as you are, someone that you can really click with. Even though I feel in the spread it's not showing heightened romance, it's certainly showing being able to enjoy the company of others and being invited to celebrations and gatherings. But it still wants you to know that there's romance available for you. If you choose to take on that mission, then you can have it, Taurus. But committed relationships are under a very good vibration there with that romance card showing up. So that's part one for you, Taurus. So now I will move on to the transits of the planets for Taurus in part two. Planetary transits for Taurus, part two of June's Zodiac Wheel reading. So I have the generational planets placed in their signs for you. So you've got Neptune here in Pisces in the 11th house, Saturn up here in your 10th house, Pluto up there in the 9th house. So that's what's shining over you. So you've got the outside influences are very powerful at the moment. Okay, now Uranus is in Taurus, so that's why a lot of Taurians, you maybe have experienced some unexpected changes and events that just sort of came out of nowhere and you weren't really expecting. So Uranus is in Taurus, so Taurus is all about beauty, nature, connecting with the rhythms of nature, nature's law versus man's law, and food is governed by Taurus, and Uranus rules science, electricity, unpredictability is the essence of Uranus. So it's very hard to sort of pin down. So Uranus is the planet of freedom, liberation, radical change, surprise, with a dash of glamour involved in it. So, you know, be glamorous. Get that Uranian energy really working in the highest frequency possible for you, okay? The high vibe frequency is ingenuity and originality. Low vibe frequency at its worst is anarchy, fanaticism, and difficulties in making a decision. Alright? So we'll go now with the personal planets, the fast moving planets. And first off, we have the moon. So the moon is in Gemini on the 10th of June. And it will be eclipsing the sun. So we've got a solar eclipse here. So it covers the sun. I think it's the ring of fire, they call it, this eclipse. And the effects of the solar eclipse, and indeed the lunar eclipse that we had on the 26th of May, the blood supermoon, full moon lunar eclipse in Sagittarius, the effects of that are long lasting, so about 6 months. Okay, so the new moon is a time for you to set your intentions. It signifies new beginnings, which is your catchphrase for this month. Setting your intention for your new beginnings, for your highest good, for the best possible outcome. So you can be aware of the waxing and waning of the moon and how it affects you. And its unlimited possibilities. So you may find that the phone rings off the hook at the time of the new moon, and the answer that you are most likely to receive from any messages that come through around the 10th of June might be a day or two before or a day or two after, but the answers are usually a yes answer. So it's usually a good time, and could be that you're going to be get new work, or you may just feel that boost of energy, but it's definitely about moving forward. Okay, and this is in the area of your measure of self-worth, your independence, your financial independence, your support system, your resources and finances, because this is a money house. And of course we've got that King of Wands there, that passion and drive. He showed up there for you. Now, the Sun, oh, excuse me, I've just dropped that card. The Sun, of course, is going to be eclipsed by the Moon on the 10th of June. So this also, Sun energy is the creativity. So it could be creating a very colourful time ahead over the next few months. And especially considering last month's stunning lunar eclipse. So the Sun rules heads of state, father figure, your integrity. It governs your heart. So good time to do any checkups on your heart if you feel that you've had any issues with your heart. The Sun governs vitality. And it's also a time to take particular notice of where your emotions are at this solar eclipse. Now, the Sun rules your ego, your confidence, your conscious mind, your image, the face that you present, the sense of self and the authentic self. So really coming from that place of who you are, or even understanding yourself even more than what you did before this eclipse. So it's a very powerful time with this solar eclipse in Gemini, especially for your finances. And Mercury is joining the mix as well, so it's strongly highlighted here, your finances and wealth. And Mercury in Gemini really loves conversation and information and talking and communicating, or gathering information, or just enjoying information for the sake of enjoyment, like through books or media or movies or that kind of thing, short journeys, anything that helps you learn and communicate. Now, it went retrograde on the 30th of May, so Mercury retrograde in Gemini, and that will help you put the final touches on any projects. You can come up with something really good because you might be, you know, reviewing a project and redoing it. You may be revisiting something, or there may even be a reunion. Because with Mercury retrograde, it is also highly likely that you might hear from someone from the past. All to do with your self-worth and your finances and your material values, family dynamics. And it also, this second house area governs the neck and throat. So that third chakra, throat chakra. So you could use blue. The colour blue is connected to the throat chakra. So you may have turquoise crystals, or a blue scarf, or a blue tie. So if you've really got to get your opinion across, or want your voice to be heard, wear blue around your neck, or have a necklace with blue on it. Blue's the colour for the third chakra. Then you have here in the area of communication, which also governs the third chakra, lovely Venus. Venus is the planet of love and beauty and money and luxury, kindness. Venus is in Cancer through June, which is going to be giving you a very powerful protective instinct. Be careful you're not too smothering in relationships. You may even find that you feel rather nostalgic about the past, and even shrewd investment is highlighted, because Venus in Cancer likes steady growth of capital. So this is all in the area of communication, close relations, your local neighbourhood, mental activity, trade, journalism, speech, education, and youthfulness. The youth is governed by this third house as well. So you may be quite attracted to someone a bit younger, or feeling the youthfulness within yourself. Mars is here in the third house as well. Mars is in Cancer also until the 12th of June, when it moves into Leo. So while Mars is in the 12th house, a great deal might have been accomplished around the home. You may have even had different points of view with people that you share the home with, whether that's parents or a partner. So there could have been disputes over land or land ownership, but you're not willing to really fight about anything too much, which is ironic for Mars, the warrior planet, the planet of war. But if you don't understand the nitty-gritty of it, you're not going to be fighting about it, is the message from Mars, because you're more focused on getting your self-motivation back on track, which it will be once it moves into Leo around about the 11th to 12th of June until the 29th of July. Mars is well complemented in Leo. It's got excellent organisation abilities and powers of leadership. It's extroverted. Sex life can also be rewarding, and a very colourful time ahead. Just temper that temper. Careful that you don't go overboard or lose your temper. Keep it everything in moderation, and forgive and forget quickly. But there is a need here to exercise, so you may find a new exercise regime that you can do in your home, or connected to your family, or connected to the property that you're on. Okay, Leo rules the heart, so again, for any of you that are worried about any heart issues, this is a really good time to get a checkup on that. For those of you looking for a new health regime or exercise regime, dancing. Dancing is great exercise, and you can do that in the privacy of your own home with this Mars in Leo here. Happy to kick up a storm, basically. So well done. And then we have Jupiter. Now Jupiter is in Pisces, and it will be in Pisces until the 29th of July. So the Jupiter in Pisces energy is beneficial and leads you on an intuitive search for the truth, a mystical search for the truth. Your psyche is highlighted, so you will be really noticing that psychic side of yourself that we all have. and it will be retrograde, Jupiter going retrograde in Pisces on the 20th of June. So the pattern or tone of growth is changing. It could also be for some of you that you no longer want to continue on the path that you've been on. Examination of your intrinsic moral code. So when Jupiter is retrograde, you can experience your integrity more instinctively. And it is really highly highlighted here because it's Neptune's in Pisces as well. So you've got Jupiter and Neptune up here in this 11th house area of your friendships, hopes and wishes, group activity, club activity, your long-term objectives. It's a future area pertaining to the future and what you're manifesting. And it also is connected to theatre, so you may enjoy going out to the theatre. It's also where you receive the love. So you could find yourself advocating for the underdog, as well as really realizing that we are all each other's teachers. And really getting down to the nitty-gritty of your faiths and your beliefs. Remembering that Jupiter is the planet of prosperity, generosity, treaties, and diplomacy. And the Neptune in Pisces really favours the music industry and the arts industry, as well as a heightened interest in spiritual and metaphysical realms, inner child work. Okay, so now I will just ask for your confirmation card for June. Okay, so you've got the High Priestess. Thank you, angels. Owl medicine. Well, immediately, the wise old owl. So stay in contact with your wiser self. So the message for you from Owl medicine is this is a time to pause and reflect, not to take action. Trust in your spiritual gifts, as nothing is hidden from your divine intuition. So I do feel that there will be some signs that are undeniable to you. Whether or not anybody else can see the sign, it's not really important as long as you recognise it as a sign. And always do remember to jot things down. The solar eclipse from the 10th of June onwards, that is the time where things really start to get quite colourful. So life will not be boring. It will require letting go of certain things, and you know, as you do let go, give thanks for what you've learnt from that. Give thanks for what it's taught you, and bless it and release it. Okay, thank you, Taurus. Love and light to you all. Peace and many blessings. Namaste.